Hello. I can't hear this. Give me 2 seconds. Hello, hello, hello. Darude Sandstorm, mate. I'm not doing it. Not a chance. Right, what is this? This is going to be analog 1, probably. This. I like being able to hear myself. It really is weird when I can't do that. Right. Let's turn that up a little bit. There. Beautiful times. Let's raise this microphone a bit as well, because it seems to have slipped since I was last behind here. How we doing? It's Friday. I told you I'd be live at 4 p.m. and I'm live at 4 p.m. Although it's 4:03 and I've only just turned the camera on instead of my little slides trying to sell my drum lessons, but I think that's fine. I've been flipping firing on all cylinders today and yesterday and the day before and the day before that and pretty much all of the days this week. Because I don't know how to stop. That's my problem. I don't know how to stop. But I slept like crap last night for some reason. Actually, I'll tell you why I slept like crap last night. Because it was too flipping hot in the room, which is crazy because it's freezing cold outside. I left the heat on 70 and went to bed. And I'd also had a beer. So I slept like crap. And I woke up about 5 a.m. going, And in spite of that, I've managed to finish my book, which is insane. I'll tell you more about that in a minute. And put the book on the internet, which is also insane. And do a post that I had to do today. And what else? Reply to a bunch of Tesseract things. And prepare this. It's crazy. Literally dumb. Yeah, Papa Rain. 70 during the day, 66 during the night for the thermostat. I would, 66, 65. So, a few weeks ago, I bought one of those rich people things. I'm not rich. I'm just saying. But this was like an extravagant purchase for me. But I've wanted one for like 7 or 8 years. 8 Sleep, right? These fancy mattress topper things, in mattress, and it sends like hot and cold water through the top of it, and it cools you down when you're sleeping. Brilliant! Oh my god! And I got that thing, and I've been like the first night was actually terrible because I'd set it way too cold, and I woke up just like freezing my arse off. And now it's brilliant. It's really good. It tracks your sleep. It tells you like how good your sleep is, tracks your heart rate and all that kind of stuff, which I'm into. But the important thing is that it optimizes as you go through the night. And if you're getting too warm or the ambient temperature in the room is too warm or whatever, it gathers like your preferred type of sleeping based on data, not like what you think you like to fall asleep at. It's tracking your deep sleep and your REM sleep as you're sleeping and optimizing the flipping temperature of the bed so that you stay in those restorative states. How good is that? So, science bed. I got myself a science bed. It's brilliant. But last night it still didn't do enough to save me. It was, last night was stupid. It's partially my fault though, because I had a really nice beer, and by really nice I mean it was like a 10% quadruple IPA or something stupid. But once in a while is okay. That's my thing. Luna, Leo, thank you very much. The newest update to the website is amazing. Thank you very much, mate. So much has happened this week, guys. It's crazy. We've been working on a huge amount of updates to the website, and I'll show you everything in a little bit. I don't just want to dive into all of the things that are exciting that I want to show you, because I'm sure you guys just want to chat and maybe play drums and stuff. So earlier this week, you probably were in the streams where I was making a big Tesseract file. Let me show you that. This thing. So we got quite a long way through it. We did all of one, all of Altered State, a little bit of Polaris, and I've dragged in a couple of other songs a few minutes ago from other files. I haven't done all of the work for them. I just dragged them in quick because I thought I might want to play them in this stream. And that means what I'm trying to do is get it all together so that I've got all the Tesseract songs in one file, so that when I do these kind of things, you guys can request a song, and all being well, I can try and play it live. So I'm working towards having them all. I haven't got them all currently, but we'll have a little bit of what do you want to hear today, and I'll see if I can remember the drums to these things. I can't to some of them, if I'm honest, because it's been so long. But yeah, let's get started. I haven't played any drums yet, so it might all fall to bits. I gotta tell you this before I play the drums. You may or may not know Tesseract demo names typically are stupid, right? Sometimes they're like April, the song April, is called that because the demo was called April Song because Ackle wrote it in April. That's it. But we have like typically sometimes stupid demo names. There's some brilliant ones for the material we're working on at the moment. The latest one that came through today. You ready? Skunk and Nancy Pelosi. I'm so happy about that. Oh God, so good. Please do that. It's flipping amazing. It's so good as well. Ackle's just delivered another song. He's done so many. So yeah, proud of that one. I can't play it for you, but I can tell you that it exists. All right, let's do. What shall I do? I was going to do something real quick on my laptop, so I'll show you this because it's really boring. I've got to say this track here, which is all my clicks for these songs. I don't want you guys to hear it, and you probably will hear it because I don't know quickly how to just send it to me. So if I go studio, probably mix console, I don't know, and then this one here, routing, click, there you go. Now you probably won't get it. So if I play like from here, yeah, you're not getting it. That's sick. Pleased about that. What's the audio levels like for you guys? Is it okay or is it a bit quiet? When I just played music. Tell you what, I'll actually play music and you can tell me if it's too loud or quiet. Yeah, that's quiet. I can tell. Hang on. That's probably better. Yes. That'll warm you up. My hi-hats are not hi-hatting very well. I loosened them off the other day and I have hi-hat regrets now. I'll play with that in a minute. That's better. Yo. I'll do a little fade outs eventually when I put it actually into there properly, but that seems like it's probably okay. Audio wise, levels look like they were a little bit better than they were at the start of the stream, so thanks for bearing with me with that. Natural Disaster, everyone. What a song. It seems easy, lol. It is easy, lol. It's not a particularly mental song. Most difficult part of that song is probably all of that nonsense at the beginning. So that thing. It's just really fast single strokes up at whatever tempo that is, and trying not to drop the ball. Papa Rain, Legion's in here. I got that one. I need to get back into the flow with all these songs because we're going to be playing them at some point this year at festivals and things, and I haven't played them since whenever we last did shows, really. So there we go. I haven't got Smile lined up in this file yet, mate, but it will be in there soon. I'm working on putting all of the songs into this file, but it's that one isn't in there yet. I've got some of the other ones from the other albums though that we're playing a bit. Luna is just singles. How hard can it be? I mean, it is just singles, but there's a strange pattern, like weird syncopated pattern that's happening between the stack and the kick, and yeah, you know, fun times. Big Funny, hello, how we doing? We've got Trashy. You patiently sat waiting for Tess to announce that they're playing Download this year because it's your Hindu. I don't think we're playing download. In fact, I'd know that we're not at the moment. Sorry. Yeah. We haven't had an offer for download. So maybe next year. I don't know. But you heard it from me, and I'm in the band, so there's a fair chance it's true. Why are you so good? I eat chips. I don't know. I do not know. I like your name. I would also like to eat chips. I've had very little food today. I had a nice breakfast, and I had a couple of other things, just like little snacky things to keep me going. Because today I've just wanted to blast through and get all the work done that I want to get done. But it's been at the sacrifice of eating food. So I'm probably going to be a little bit mentally slower than I'd normally be. Do I know? Have something from the ocean. Fish. I've got some fish in the fridge, if that's what you mean. I know you mean the band. I don't know anything by the ocean, no. I do know that when they were years and years and years ago, we were staying at a place in Switzerland. First time playing there, and we were playing this festival, and they were playing the same festival, and we were sleeping in the same room, and we'd taken all of our bedding in there, like with our bags and stuff, and we came back into the room, and the ocean were just like sleeping in our bedding. This is like the stuff that we were travelling on tour with, and I'm like, flipping ocean, sleeping in my bed. What are they doing? Nicking my flipping blankets? Thieves? They realised, like, pretty quickly, and they were like, oh, so sorry. I'm going to fight you, get my bed back. I've got a really specific memory of that. I can still picture it. I was like, oh man, they nicked my bed. It wasn't even a fresh bed. It's like literally the blankets and sleeping bags that we'd taken on tour. Like, it's so strange. Anyway. Yes. Can I tell you about the things that I want to show you the exciting things. There's so many exciting things going on. It's flipping crazy. So, you guys know, some of you know, I've got a drum lesson website, right? It's the thing that I do. I love it. I work my arse off on it. Well, I say I work my arse off on it. I work my arse off on the content, and I have a very skilled and lovely developer who does all of the actual hard work making the site functional, because that is not my skill set. And once I'd realised that, because I had a website where I was doing absolutely everything, and when I paid someone to actually make it amazing, oh my God, the difference. You would not believe, you probably would believe if you were a user of my old website and now a user on my new one. The difference is like a literal piece of shit and some gold. It's don't know why, that's what it feels like to me. So with that little gem, let me show you this. We've rolled out flipping loads of updates this week. A stupid number of updates, and I'm super pleased with them. So, first one, right? Courses. You've now got, we're still working on some more ways to display this, but we've got featured courses at the top. So if you're a beginner drummer, it's pretty obvious where to start. If you're an intermediate drummer, it's pretty obvious where to start. And if you're, I should change this to advanced, I suppose, but if you're a mega drummer, I suppose intermediate or advanced would be true for the masterclass. You know where to start. And then the other courses are below that. We're going to work on like a Tesseract, like categories, I suppose. So Tesseract, and when there's more courses, we've got to split the other ones out as well. That's update number one. Update number two, everything is in list view as well, which I think is an easier way to view the courses that are on there. And again, this is still kind of a work in progress, but I think it's so good, especially for the lessons, which you'll see in a minute. Now, the lessons, this only happened in the past like few minutes. So, lesson of the day, flipping lesson of the day. This loops, this goes around. I create a list of lessons that I think are appropriate for you to tackle if you've just got like a quick, you got 15 minutes, you want to just jump into a lesson, something new. This is a selection of lessons without you having to select. It's just something that I recommend, and it changes every day. So when you turn up, this is going to be different. I've started putting the list together, so we've got about a week's worth of lessons in there currently, and that's going to keep growing and expand and change over time. You got the tags, the level that you should be at to kind of take that one on. But I've wanted this for a very long time, and now it's here, which is really exciting. List view for lessons, again, same kind of thing. The tags and the filtering based on difficulty, it's all so much nicer than it was before. If you want to work on polyrhythms and you want to work on double kick, those are the lessons that feature those things. If you want to work on odd timing and grooves, those are the lessons that work on those things. I only want intermediate ones though. Those are the intermediate ones. How flipping fun is that? So how you search for lessons and all of that is now way improved. The next thing that's really sick that I've got to show you is, which one shall I show you this in? Let's do syncopated 3-stroke groove. So let's say we'll start the lesson. We have a much bigger video player now, so rather than it being kind of a little bit squished in the middle of the to the right of the screen, it's now kind of formatted much nicer. You got all your notation PDFs and stuff as usual. But now what we've got down here, these buttons were there before, but they didn't do as much as we wanted them to do. They just kind of put information into the database for us to eventually be able to do things with. If you say, I've completed this, it's going to come up and say, based on this, here's some of the lessons that you might like. So if you enjoyed that one, you can jump into some ones that are similar. If you want a random lesson, it'll do that, and it'll like spit you into a random lesson. And the other thing that's cool is that if you're working on a lesson, or you've kind of started it and you're like, I don't know, Jay, this is way too hard, you hit too difficult, and it says, oh, okay, well, here's some easier lessons. So what it's doing here, it's looking at the tags of the lesson that you're in and the difficulty of that lesson. And what it's going to do is recommend an easier or two easier lessons, and then one that's at like adjacent difficulty, or a random lesson again. So you get a little choice. So we don't want to kind of just leave you out in the cold if you get into a lesson and it's too difficult. And the whole point is like removing resistance from your practice session so they go as smoothly as possible. So that's some updates. What else have we got? I'm sure there are more, and I'm just forgetting what they are. I can't remember. I'll put a whole list of things in Discord, but there's more coming on. I think that's probably it for now. I can't remember everything else, but man, it's, you know, when, like I said in Discord the other day, you know when you get a new phone and it feels like everything's all updated and fresh and new and lovely, that is what this feels like to me now. Like, it felt like that anyway because the site was sick. But the things that we've changed have just done that to it. It's given it that aesthetic upgrade and functional upgrade. That was the other thing that I forgot to mention. There was, like, when you're building one of these things, we start out with an initial idea, so it all gets coded around that idea, and you kind of tag these additional things on, and you end up with this big tree of stuff it can do, but it's not a particularly efficient tree. And what we've had to do, or what Jeff, my developers, have done, is stripped it all back and kind of rebuilt it so that it's all much faster. So it wasn't slow to begin with, but it's a much faster experience now than it was before. So yeah, speed, beautifulness, and my face in one place. What more could you ask for? It's so good. Oh man, what are the next steps for the website that I want to get added? I want to add a little bit of gamification into there. So we would have, you know, like you get Steam badges, and if you play games on a computer, if you turn up for 3 days in a row, you get awarded a badge. If you turn up for 7 days in a row, you get awarded a badge. If you complete a number of lessons, you get awarded a badge. Or some kind of... There's nothing on the website that you buy other than the subscription to it. So it's not like I can reward you with currency, but I want to give you something on the site that's a little visual token of, like, well done, that certificates, that kind of thing. I feel like that's just a nice thing to have on these sites. Yeah, gamification stuff's brilliant. It's so much fun. Like, people spend ages trying to get the platinum trophy on games because they enjoy them. I'll have a platinum trophy on the website that is, you've done all of the lessons, you can play all of the Tesseract songs, you are now in Tesseract. That is the trophy. You get to be me. How fun is that? You get to, tell you what, you get to do all of the travel part of touring, and I get to do the shows. Fair deal? We'll just somehow switch out consciences when we get to venues. So you get to, sleep on the bus and like wake up and not get to go for a wee when you want to, and that kind of thing. And I get to play the show. I think that's probably quite good. It's 50-50, isn't it? It's half of the experience of touring. It's probably more than 50-50. I'd be away for 90 minutes of the day. You'd be away for the rest. Pretty good. Anyone convinced? I have seen Severance. Yes, that's what it would be like. Oh man, that's a brilliant idea. Severance, but for touring musicians. If that was a thing, I would be all over it. You know what? Just wake me up for like sound check. I just want to like be there for that. I'll get some lunch as well while I'm at it. Lunch, sound check, give me a shower, and then I'll wake up for the show and Severance me the rest of the time. Brilliant. Good idea. I wonder if we can code that into the website. We could code literal Severance. Oh man. So yeah, that's one thing anyway, gamification. Other things are there's some kind of admin things which are kind of boring for you guys but exciting for me. There's a flipping list of things that me and Jeff went through the other day, and I'm blanking on the things now. But courses is my main focus. Like I'm working on little lessons that I drop each week for the website subscribers, and they're just short lessons, right? It's playing a type of flow, which is where you're just kind of moving like a pattern where you're trying to keep a constant subdivision flow. What that is, or what it's made up of, how to start moving with that kind of thing, how to start incorporating other limbs. Those type of flow practices, because they turn into your drum fills and into your grooves and things, and it's good to have that level of coordination down. So a lot of the smaller lessons are based around those kinds of patterns, which you can think of as rudiments, I suppose, but extended and a little bit more fun to play. And they're designed to, it's just like a 3-4 minute lesson. It's not designed to take up your entire session. It's just this kind of bite-sized thing. And then the masterclass, which I'm rounding out at the moment, that's going to be all up on the website in the next, I'd say, month to 6 weeks. That'll all be kind of the whole, I suppose, because I'm into the 8th part of the masterclass of 10 at the moment. And then courses. So I want to focus on shorter courses that are more subject focused. So rather than kind of making these slightly vague, 30 patterns, and I kind of want to make smaller, shorter courses where it's like short lessons, 5 or 6 of them. Like you can get through it in a week or 2 weeks, where you do a lesson a day, and then a handful of exercises in each lesson that are kind of presented at increasing levels. That seems like giving people an actual structured route, because at the moment, I love all the content, I love the website, I love how it's built. The practice list thing that's built into it, that you guys decide what your journey is, I think that works really well, but I also think courses work really well. So I want to make courses. I want to make a bit more structure for you. There we go. Do I still play Meshuggah in free time? Good question. No, but I do still know some Meshuggah songs, and could probably play them. I could probably do one in a minute, because Meshuggah's good. Do I do any limb independency lessons? Big funny. Yeah, I mean, I definitely do. Let me show you. If we go back to the site, if you go on the tags and you were to select limb independence right there, It's going to leave you with the lessons that are to do with limb independence. Now there's lots of things in there because there's like grooves and things, and everything requires a certain degree. So you probably want to narrow it down a little bit and just say, limb independence with odd timing, and I want to do 5 stroke patterns. Okay, so you got 5 lessons that are worth working on there, that kind of thing. And one easy way to start getting into that actually is I've got a course that's currently called, I'm actually thinking about renaming this because of the book that I just finished, but this thing, the 9-day drumming transformation. So in here, this one, the 4-way limb independence lesson, this is like starting to get you moving with your left leg, like including your left leg in what you're playing, and there's a bunch of exercises to get you going with it. That's a really good place to start for that kind of stuff, for getting to grips with it, because I think most drummers can play with 3 limbs. They can play a lot of things with 3, or maybe double kick if you're including your 4th, but getting your 4th limb to do something independent of the rest of what your body's doing is a little bit more tricky and advanced, and that's what that lesson's trying to get you to do. Anyone here, by the way, I'm talking about all this stuff, there's you can check it out for free. There's a 7-day free trial. You can go on there and look at everything, have a go at the lessons. What I actually recommend you do is if you go to the description of this stream, there's a link to my my ebook, which is flipping exciting. I've literally published it today. I hit go on it today. It's 70, just over 70 exercises, and it starts by explaining how to get your entire practice routine set up so that you don't end up burning out. Because what happens, I know this because a million people talk to me about this. They come to me asking about how do you get into a good practice routine. I'm just plateaued. I haven't got any new ideas. I don't know what I'm doing in practice. How to get everything set up so that you actually have good practice sessions, what to focus on, what to ignore, all that kind of stuff. And the entire thing is designed to take you about 2 weeks, and you can do it with just 15 minutes a day. So it's 15 minutes 4 days a week. So it's not like a crazy time commitment. If you've got access to a kit at home, if you're looking for a way to just kind of change up how you practice so that you get the most out of it, go and check it out. It's completely free. There's no like, oh, and now give me your credit card details. Go and check it out. It's the link is in the video, in the description of this. It'll take you through to a page. You click the button, put in your email, and it'll ping you a link to the book. It's really cool, and there's a bonus in there. I told my masterclass students I was going to do this. I put it in the book instead. Those of you who know, you know. Those of you who don't know, that I'm about to tell you, I really like making sourdough bread in my spare time. I've got quite good at it as well. And it's something that I learned when I was in the studio recording the last album with Tesseract. It's flipping great. It's such a good process. I give you my entire process and recipe for baking the literal J bread. It's so good. So yeah, go and check it out. It'll cost you nothing, and you may learn many things. And with all of that said, I feel like I should play some more music. Do I still play Meshuggah? Someone said. I could play Meshuggah is what I said. Let me see if I can get Tidal on this machine, and then I can play along to music. You'd think I'd have it installed, wouldn't you, prepared for these things, but I've only got... actually, have I got it installed? No, I don't. I'm going to install it. It'll take me no time. Come on, Tidal. Hurry up. Oh. Maybe I can just do it. I can do it in the browser. That's sick. Let's do... I'm going to do my favourite song. You guys have probably got like favourite Meshuggah songs. Because I haven't played Meshuggah, I haven't played along to them in a very long time, I'm going to do the one I know really well. It's literally the song that got my left leg to move the way I wanted it to move as well. Ah, come on. Yeah! Yeah, Meshuggah! That's fun. It's a good one. I like it. I've lost my water. I know I haven't. Found it. That's Stenger by Meshuggah. I listened to that a lot when I was young. A lot. So it's implanted in my brain pretty good. So even when I haven't played it in, I don't know how long, since the last time I played it on Twitch, which was however long ago, the patterns of that are so implanted in my brain that ability takes over, and I can just kind of recall it. It's a lot of fun to play though, man. That one is a lot of fun. There are other songs on that album as well that I really like. Rational Gaze is fun. Straws Pulled at Random is brilliant. I don't know. There's certain songs where I don't know all of the detail in there. Straws Pulled at Random is one of them, but the end of Straws Pulled at Random is one of the best outros of any song ever in the world ever. It's so good. But yeah, man, flipping brilliant. So that was some Meshuggah. I might do some more in a bit. What are we saying? Oh, people asking me questions. Regarding Stinger, do I prefer the original Nothing one or the redone one? Definitely the Nothing one. The Nothing one. The old one, the yellow one. I didn't enjoy the remaster. I don't know why. I think I've just got a sentimental attachment to the original one, and I like prefer it at an emotional level. When I heard the remaster, I was really excited for it, and then I was like, oh. Like, have you guys heard Incubus did the Morning View album, and they re-released it for like 20 years of it or something crazy, which makes you feel old as hell. And I heard some of it when I was in, where was I? Mexico. Was that Mexico City? I was somewhere in Mexico. Start of the Latin America tour, last time one we were on. I flew in a day before the guys because of flight schedules, and I was in the car with our rep, and one of the songs from that album came on, and I was like, oh no. Like, Brandon Boyd's going, hey, nyang, nyang. He's making like really weird noises that are additional, that don't need to be there. In my opinion, who am I to say? I can't sing like Brandon Boyd, but he kind of added extra syllables and to noises that didn't need to be there in the songs. They evolved. They did evolve. I mean, we all evolve, right? I mean, on one of the comments on one of my Minor videos, I don't like really go into the comments on these things because it either feeds an ego or I get pissed off that people are being dickheads. But there was a guy that said, he's overplaying it on the Concealing Fate Part 1 video. This isn't Tesseract. This isn't the drums for Tesseract. He's overplaying. And I was like, okay. The song has just evolved. And people actually stepped in before I said anything that were like, hey man, like, leave him alone. The music's evolved. This is like an old song, and that's what happens with songs. And here I am bitching that Incubus dare change anything about Morning View, and I'm like, fucking hell, I want to play Concealing Fate Part 1 a little bit different to how I used to play it a million years ago. So yeah, I do love that album though. Should play something off Morning View. That's a flipping good album, isn't it? Should we play that? That's the one, isn't it? Because of that flipping amazing fill. Should we do it? Oh, Circles is a good one as well. Got Nice to Know You, Circles. Wish You Were Here. Just a Phase. I was obsessed with this album. This album came out when I was in sixth form, which some of you guys who are watching this from America won't know what that is. It's like 2 years that you spend in school after high school. So when people go to college, other people stay on in school rather than going to college because I didn't know what I wanted to do other than music, and I wanted to stay with my friends. Literally. Yeah, I just stayed on and did sixth form and did music. And this album came out during that time period, and I just had it on loop constantly. It was just flipping. It was so good. It was so good. Let's see what we got. Let's do this one, if I can remember it. Yeah. Kind of remembered it. That's fun. I miss this. Doing music on the internet. Do you remember we used to do like, for those of you who are here that were Twitchers, we did like the System of a Down albums all the way through. Flipping crazy. That was fun. 3 a.m. sleep with the Buy Me a Coffee. I completely forgot that I set that thing up. Thank you very much, guys. If you like the idea of buying me a coffee, you can do that on YouTube with $3, I believe. And I think probably $1.50 of that will come into me, which is lovely. You don't need to do that, but thank you very much. I appreciate you doing that. Yeah, Incubus, man. We've done some Meshuggah, we've done some Incubus, we've done some Tesseract. Yeah, the Incubus songs, there's definitely some complexity in there. They're not just completely straight, which is what I think attracted me to them back in the day. I was interested because there's definitely some strange timing things going on. And I've always been into weird timing. Like Tool. Oh, man. Tool Lateralis, or Lateralis, however you say that record. That one changed me. That one was a seriously good album. I didn't really get into the other Tool albums, though. It's strange. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I tend to get into bands for eras of the band, and then I find something else. My musical taste might change a little bit, and I then kind of don't really listen to the stuff that they release. I haven't listened to like new Meshuggah. I tried, but it didn't do for me what the older stuff that I'm more emotionally connected to does for me. So, yeah, 10,000 Days though. So that album doesn't do it for me. And I know it's like some people's favourite album, but I adore Lateralis. How do you say it? The first way or the second way? Lateralis. I adore that album, but I'm not that bothered by the other ones. Maybe I'm broken. I don't know. Do I know any Leprous? I do know some Leprous. I know Leprous. We've had... it's funny. We've done a few festivals together. We've done a little tour together years ago. But the most I've ever talked to them, we've had conversations. We were both at an airport at the same time, and we just stood around talking to each other for ages because there was nothing to do at the airport. And it was really nice and fun. It was like something to do at the airport. I was chatting with Einar for ages, and I saw him actually at Radar Festival the year that we played a couple of years ago. That was fun. It was crazy actually. I was walking over to a group of friends, and I didn't realise until I got there, but it was Drew from Carnival, Einar from Leprous. Oh man, who else was there? I think Mike Mallion was there. It was just a group of like famous rock and prog people all in this one place, and I was like, oh my god, this is crazy. It was so much fun. Yeah, man, I should play what do I know by Leprous? I used to play, I don't know if I can remember it anymore. I used to play like a version of The Sky Is Red, but I don't know it that well anymore to just riff it. I don't know, maybe I do. Maybe I could just kind of pull something together. The outro to that is so good. I don't know like the actual groove to that song, but I kind of play just a random pattern over it, and it seems to kind of work. Moon, I don't know if I know that one. Stuck, let's see. Right, that hasn't loaded. No, I know that one a little bit, but not that well. Let me hear the ones, and I'll tell you the ones I know. I know the price. I think Below. Yeah, this is a flipping song, isn't it? This is a flipping song. From the Flame as well. I haven't heard these in so long, and I don't know them that well. But should we try this one? Let's try this one. Oh god, I gotta remember this crazy bit now. I forgot it completely.
Shaded windows, can I make it shut out the painful view? Cover up, hide from me. Shed a tear, say no more until you tell me when. Silence steps are echoing again.
Okay, I can remember it a bit.
Struggling to endure, I can see more than I have settled for. Searching to be found when you're not around. No rest, no support. This has been my last resort. Hoping I am fine, leaving me behind.
Bollocks. The precision I don't know in that one, or any of them, but I do like them. They're nice people, and they're very good at what they do. It'd be good to do a tour at some point, like a Tesseract Leprous thing. What we're saying, Nick, in relation to complex approach techniques that you apply, how do I rate Elliot Hoffman from Car Bomb? Oh man. Yeah, he's a crazy man. I love those guys as well. We've played a couple of shows with Car Bomb. We did a tour with Gojira a long time ago, and Car Bomb jumped on a couple of the dates, and that's where we met them the first time. And they always come out to the New York shows, and we bumped into each other at Radar Festival again, and they're just insane. I don't know how they do what they do. Well, I suppose I do know how they do what they do. They spend a very long time memorizing little chunks of patterns and then putting it together. They spend a long time on their instruments. And they're very uniquely talented, man, those guys. Yeah. He's also a phenomenal drummer. Like, he's so relaxed with the stuff that he does. you can just tell he's obsessed and put the time in, and it's an effortless journey for him. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's one of those guys that maybe probably doesn't know how good he is, and he can just do all this crazy wacky stuff, and not just like, it's not just technical, and it's not modulating. Like, when he changes, the tempos go up and down all over the place, and subdivisions change and stuff, but it's just like such a sudden tempo shift. It's like they've not just learned the songs, they've learned the tempo, these insane tempo shifts in songs, and that's at least what it sounds like to me. Perhaps there's more logic when they're writing this stuff, and that they are actually changing to a subdivision within a tempo, rather than just jumping up to a crazy tempo. They're going up to like 7s and 9s and 11s and things from quarter notes, 8 notes. But yeah, it's good. Those guys are good. What they do, flipping crazy. Don't ask me to play a Car Bomb song because I don't actually know any. I couldn't even attempt it. I'd just be dropping my drumsticks on the drums and hoping that it would land in time. So you see similar patterns between me and him both. I do not at all. But I think in terms of like, we're not from two distant parts of drumming. Like, you know, in terms of being interested in stuff that isn't just the standard path that drummers might walk. You know, we're both interested in silly numbers and things. I'd say he's probably taken it quite a bit more further than me. If there was going to be a master's program at a university explaining how to play 11s with no arms, he'd probably be the person to go to. He has arms. I just think he could probably do it anyway. So, yeah. They're crazy. If you get a chance to see them live, you should do it, because it is pretty crazy. What we're saying, you guys have been good and chatty this afternoon, this evening, wherever you are in the world. Akimbo says you need that DW matched pedal so hard. DW matched pedal. I've got the DW MFG, and it's machined. Sorry, I see what you're saying. Yeah, the machine pedal, it is good. My honest feedback, having played this in the 9000, is it feels exactly like the 9000 that I was playing, but obviously it's got aesthetic differences. It's a little bit more pleasing to look at. It's like they took the 9000, which is already the perfect pedal for me at least, and then they made the beaters much better because they're not just big hams on a stick anymore. They're actually like adjustable beaters, and the tension, all the spring settings and all that stuff is way easier to adjust with this thing. You can fine tune it, whereas on the 9000 it's kind of fiddly. Like if you're trying to move the beater back, you've got this awkward nut that kind of goes all diagonal and weird, and then you have to tighten it, and it's never accurate, whereas this thing, it's exactly spot on. So it is kind of the ultimate DW pedal. I've really got this thing right. But in terms of playability, like feel when you're playing it, it doesn't feel that much different to the 9000, and especially I had the 9000 with the trick drive shaft in between it, and that, so 9000 pedal, trick drive shaft, these beaters, the machine beaters, and it feels like the machine drive pedal. But yeah, I know some people love the 5000. When I did the UK drum show last year, Mike Johnson was saying he loves the 5000 more than the 9. The 5's just like the one, and it reacts the way he wants it to react, and the 9000 somehow doesn't, and I'm like, oh, crazy. Is that a TD100, Christopher? No, this is a bit of a hybrid. So this bit of it is the VAD 516, the new Roland VAD 516, the drum kit looking thing. Then I've got some bits of the kit that are from a TD 50kV, so other cymbals and things, including at the moment the module. I'm still using the TD 50kV module and not the V51, because the V51 hasn't got enough inputs for all of the things that you see here. But I have just managed to sell the V51 module, and I'm buying the V71 to replace the TD 50kV. So if anyone's in the market for a TD 50kV module for a bargain, let me know, because I'll have it going available soon. And it is great. If you're trying to plug in loads of things and you're using an external sound library especially, you're golden with one of these. Am I in my new studio yet? No, I'm a long way off of that. The new studio, everyone, is up the garden there. So I'm building a drum studio in my garden, and it's just a shed at the moment. I've got to make quite a lot more money to do the next phase of it, but I'm in a good spot. Like, I've done all of the difficult paperwork and the crap that you have to do, which is probably more exhausting than doing the soundproofing, but I just need to make a ton of money and soundproof it. I'm also waiting. I want to wait until I've done this round of the masterclass, because at the moment my focus is on completing that, making it really, really good, making it the masterclass that I've always wanted to do. And it takes me about a week to put a lesson together fully, so that's how I'm kind of spacing my weeks at the moment. And if I tried to focus on the studio as well, it would just be a shit show, and I can't do that. So yeah, studio is coming. I think it'll be this year. It better be this year, because I'm running out of years. We're all running out of years. I want it to be finished. I really want it to be finished. But also, like, the process of doing something like that is it is about the journey of doing it. You know, people say it's about the journey, not the destination of it. It's like, it is, man. Like, even though I'm in this phase where I'm not physically working on this thing, I'm going to really enjoy it when I'm working on it. I've built studios before. I know what I'm doing. I know how to build them. The challenge with this one is just making it so soundproof. And you know how you do that? Thousands and thousands of dollars. That's how you do it. You get loads of money, and then you throw it into materials that add mass and separation. And then you put a drum kit in there and go, please, please, please be soundproof enough. I don't want to piss off my neighbours. And then, and the crazy thing is, it's like you find out after you've done all this work and spent all this money if it's good enough. That's the crazy thing, because it's all so expensive to do. For what paperwork do I have to do? Oh, yeah, permissions. So I'm in the US, even though I don't sound like it. I'm in North Carolina, and the paperwork that you have to do to get, let me think, there was a zoning permit, and which is like, it's going here on my property, and here's a picture of it from space, and this is where it is, this is what it's going to be, come and check it. There is an electrical permit, so they've got to check that the electric that I've run to it is 2 feet in the ground in a pipe, and it's on its own breaker and all that stuff. There is a building permit, which is, I'm building this building, and here it is. And there's so much bureaucracy around it. It drove me crazy. And you know what? It's the longest part of the process. Like, literally, it took so long to get all this stuff through, because there was like 3 websites, all with these different forms on. There was a new one that they'd launched, an old one that they were still using, that they were trying to send me to, even though there was a new site. And there was this other site. There was a North Carolina thing, and there's a Mecklenburg County, which is where I am. And all of them are kind of saying, oh, maybe it's here, maybe it's here, maybe it's here. And no matter what I did, what searches I did, what Reddit things I'd read, got people on the phone, I just went round and round and round in circles, submitted things, paid for things, got to a point, I'm just like, what the fuck's going on? Like, this is crazy. Like, no one's seeing this thing. It hasn't progressed in a month. It should be much faster than this. And I got on the phone. I just happened one day to magically connect with the right person at either Mecklenburg or North Carolina. And I said, hey, I'm trying to do this, and it's taking ages, and I was told it would only take a couple of weeks, and I paid the thing, and they were like, okay, I can see it in the system, it's in the wrong system, I'm going to push this through manually for you. And then like 15 minutes later, I get an email that's like, cool, you're good, just pay this bill and you'll be good to go. And it's like $57. And do you know how you pay the bill? You have to like fax them. I had to like fill in this form and take a photo of it and then send that back to them, and then they could send me a link to pay. I'm like, are you literally made of coal? Like, are you actual dinosaur people? It was such a convoluted, insane system that, like, it was just insane. I cannot understand who designed a system, because everyone that's building anything, it's just a shed at the end of the day. Anyone that's building anything has got to go through some kind of process to say, hey, this is going here. And I don't feel like I'm stupid. I just couldn't get through to the right part of this system to get the forms into the right place, into the right inbox, whatever. And anyway, they sent me a email the other day that was like, let us know what you think of the process. This is like a few months after all of the process. This is like a review. It's going to take 10, 15 minutes. And normally when I get those things, I'm like, I'm not doing a flipping review. You got to be kidding me. I don't want to sit in my computer and write a thing for no money. Who wants to do that? And this time I'm like, you're going to get a review because you need to know how terrible the system is. And I get it. You know, you've got a bunch of people working in those kinds of jobs. They don't necessarily care about the job. There's no money to invest in a new system, so they're just working with these archaic systems, and it's just not designed well. And I feel as though if there's a use for AI, it's that kind of thing. It's like, okay, here you go, AI. You've got access to these like stupid government systems where you get to put a thing up saying, oh, I want to put a sign here, or I want new windows, or whatever it is, where you might need to use one of these things. I want to have a different coloured door for some places where you got an HOA. Optimize all of this so that it's not crap. Like, make it as pain-free as possible for people to do. Surely it can do that. I don't know, what do we think? If there's a use for it, that's got to be one of them, because it could change the world for the better. Anyway, enough about bureaucracy. Let's talk about drums. Has anyone here seen my book yet? What do you think of the book? A Practical Guide to Modern Drumming. It's really good. How do I come up with new songs or beats? Asks Laurie11 official. They happen. There's a few different ways. Sometimes it's inspiration from something else. Sometimes you're just sitting behind the kit and you're noodling around and something springs out. Sometimes you I get sent something for Tesseract from another member of Tesseract, and I'll learn that, and that is hugely inspiring because then I get to play on stage. Sometimes I'll start on a computer and I'll program some drums in, and then I've got something new that I can learn that way. There's loads of different ways. The way that I prefer, the way that I like the most, is like having sorry, my phone just beeped. What's this? It's my sister saying goodnight from the UK. I really enjoy learning the new Tesseract songs because they're ideas that my brain wouldn't go to naturally. You know, if one of the guitarists has written something, or Ackle generally has written something, I can sit with that idea and try and decode it, and that informs. There's generally something in there that's a new movement for me to get used to, and that then informs quite a bit of the rest of my journey. And yeah, so I'm lucky to be in this band because I get to play some silly things. Rika boy, you've read the book twice. There's no way that you've done that. There's absolutely no. I mean, you might have. You might be a fast reader. It's not that long. 92 pages or 95 pages. I can't remember. And it's 9 drum lessons. 8 of them are practical drum lessons with exercises and things. And then there's the first chunk, which is all about how to practice, how to get into a good routine with practice. And it's quite a bit of like just philosophy, like the philosophy of practice, like getting really good at it and not getting stuck, because it's rubbish when you get stuck and you feel like you plateaued, and that's what the book aims to correct for people. So if you want to check it out, go to the description of this live stream and it's free. You just click on the link, put your email in, and I'll send you a copy, and it's all automated. I don't actually have to send the email because you'd never get it otherwise. But go and check that out. It's literally launched today, and it's a lot of work's gone into it. I really like it. Yes. Shall I play a song by a band? What are we saying, guys? Do we want to hear some Tesseract? Do we want to hear something else? If you say things, I'll say yes or no. You were all chatty a minute ago, so someone's got to have a suggestion. Hi from Scotland. Hello, Jay. Man guitarist or J-Lam guitarist. Play Exile. Oh man. You know what? Did you? I don't know if I showed you this, Leo. So the other day after I did that stream, I went back and I programmed in what I think I need the drums to be for that really difficult bit in that tricky bit in Exile. I programmed the click back in for that, and I haven't practiced it, so I'm still going to mess it up. So for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, there's a really difficult bit in this song. Maybe I'll loop it and show you what I would do to learn it. So if I go to... No, not that. If I go to Cubase like this. We can go here. This whole bit is completely and utterly messed up for a drummer. Completely messed up. And I haven't played it in a very long time. I've tried to play it just a couple of nights ago randomly and I couldn't do it. And I haven't practiced it, but I'll show you the kind of thing that I would do, like how I'd loop things just to try and get used to it again. I might do it with the drums on so that I've got the reference point, and then I'll take the drums off. Damn it, that's loud. Hang on. Sorry, is that insanely loud, guys? Sorry. Give me 2 seconds. Sorry if I just broke everything. I kind of need to turn it down while it's playing, so like... Yeah, give me 2 seconds. I need to play it and turn it down while it's happening. How's that? Is it still insane? This bit, yeah. Alright. So that little bit there is what my brain cannot somehow remember because it's been about 70 million years since I did it. So, I'll create a loop point. It's like... So I'd create a smaller loop point, right? And this is the bit that's causing trickery. And I've got to get into that modulation. So Bloody hell. The first few minutes of this process always suck, but then it starts to sink. Trying to get the time in. Too early. How many of them are there? Okay, so imagine doing that for like over and over and over and over again. And normally when I'm doing this, like, it's been so long since I've done this one, and it's such a stupid moment to try and get precise. I've normally got scrolling MIDI in front of me so I can see exactly where, like, this the difficult thing is in time. And it's like, it's always really lousy for the first, like, that amount. It's still lousy in my mind, but you start to notice, the more you loop it, where something starts, like the precision of where something begins, which is what started to happen there, right? I started to be able to place where those stacks were relative to the metronome that I was listening to, and and I couldn't do that at the beginning of it, so it starts to come back. And what's got to happen from there is I've got to figure out the exact moment those stacks begin in time and the exact moment those stacks finish and go into the fill. And to do that well, really, I need to program the drums in and follow it along on the screen, because it's just going to, listening to it alone, it's just going to take flipping ages and it's going to be boring to watch. Like doing that for the next 30 minutes, and no one's probably going to be here by the end of it. But that's a little glimpse into, like, the learning process for something that is particularly difficult. Now, I can try and play the rest of the song, and when I get to that bit, it's just going to fall to shit. But at least now you know why. So let's just give the whole song a go. Hopefully it's not too loud. If it is too loud, let me know, because I'll need to switch mixes so I can hear what you guys are hearing. Because on my end it sounds okay, but I don't want it to be clippy and crazy on your end. Ooh, that isn't a great start because the metronome's off. Oh, that's why. Okay. bit's difficult. That's the kind of bit that you have to loop to get really tight. Trying to get those it's always tricky. Yeah. Oh, it's still on loop. No! Yeah, I've got to learn that little link. That's something to do at some point so I can play it on the internet. It's a fun song that though, isn't it? Thank you very much for that. Flipping 5 gift memberships. Thank you very much. That's so kind. We got who was it? It was my eyes can't see the name on the green. Rika Boy. Thank you very much, Rika Boy. That's incredibly kind. kindness.com/you. I appreciate you. Yeah, that part before the count, it's really strange. It's the guitar part was kind of written in a different timing and then modulated back to the kind of straight 4/4 thing. So I have to play 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 1 2 3 4. Like there's a quick 9/8 thing that has to happen for me to loop back around, which is why the drums come back in at a weird time. But for that last one, it all starts at such a strange interval that I haven't played in a long time that can't do it real well. What do I use to stream and how do I set it up? Oh, that is a question. I use OBS on the computer. I have many cameras, although I've only actually got 2 connected because no, I've got 3 connected. I just haven't got that one on. I've got these 2, so where you can see my beautiful face and where you can see my beautiful drums, and then I've got one which is the computer. So I've got a computer over here, and this is handling all of the audio, and then I've got another computer over there that's handling all of the video, so that there isn't latency. And OBS, cameras, a capture card in that computer over there, and then I've got a screen on the wall with the text on it so I can see you guys chatting, and then I've got another one with the video so I can see that it's all okay, and drums. That's it. And I'm the sounds, if anyone's wondering, is this. Lovely, isn't it? This is my actual drum kit in real life in digital form, which is great. It's Tune Track. It's the Infinity Grid Easy X. It came out at the end of last year, and I'm super proud of it. And it's flipping amazing. It's such a game changer to be able to actually have my actual sounds come in out of this drum kit. It's been amazing just having access to this kit, to be honest, to be able to play this kit and mess around with the other Tune Track sounds over the years, but we worked together over the past couple of years to make this library, and it's flipping brilliant. So yes, I'm happy. And you should be too. I know a bunch of you guys have already picked it up, but if you haven't picked it up, go and check it out. Go to tunetrack.com and have a look, or just type in the Infinity Grid EZX. Are you allowed to play copyrighted songs that aren't Tesseract? I guess we'll find out. I mean, what's going to happen? I mean, nowadays, when you do that, surely it's smart enough to go, oh, that's copyrighted song, and we'll take this much stream revenue from the thing, because that's all that happens. It's just a royalty that has to get paid to the copyright holder. I'm amazed that it's like, if it's still a problem for anyone. And I imagine in VOD, in video on demand stuff, it probably just gets muted, so I wouldn't be able to monetize it afterwards. But I know, like a few years ago on Twitch, people were getting like DMCA or DCMA, whatever it is, and like taken down and all of that. And I had someone at Twitch tell me, "Don't worry about it. It's fine. We're sorting it out." And I do front page live streams on Twitch playing songs that were not Tesseract, and it was totally fine. I think I don't know, the world's got a bit broken about it. I'll just play whatever. If it's a problem, someone will tell me, but it's fine. Play some BT Bam. Oh man, I don't know if I know any BT Bam. I don't know if I know it well enough to play it on here. There's like little bits of one of their albums that I know because we toured with them a long time ago, and I know it quite well from that tour. The that one. Do you know which one I'm talking about? Just for me singing it with my face. I know the one, but I can't remember what the name of it is. It's like a blue and purpley album cover. And there's a bit on it where there's a guy going, "The astral body headspace." That's Amos. That's the bassist from Tesseract who says that on that record. There's like a spoken word bit of the record because Amos has got a sexy voice. I'm gonna find it so you know the song. between the buried and me. Where are your albums then? There they are. Parallax 2. I know little bits of this, but not enough to play it well. There you go, I got it. I don't actually know it, so it's really difficult. It's so insane. Bloody hell. I mean, for God's sake. Oh my God. I mean, I don't know what's going on at all. Okay, I can do this bit. Yeah. I don't know. Let me find the bit that's Amos. This bit. I'm pretty sure it's this.
Every time I closed my eyes, I saw my astral body in space. For nights on end, I watched myself. I knew my pain was the same. Loss, self-doubt, isolation.
Yeah. That's the bassist in Tesseract, that is, talking out of his mouth. Should I play something I know? Yeah. It's fun to try and do things like that, but like there's so much like craziness that it's kind of all over the place. Contortionist. Oh, bloody hell. Let's see. I might know this one.
All
difficult. Oh, that groove. Let me figure that out. Yeah, man, that's crazy. Yeah, crazy. There's like bits of that I remember, and now I can't remember it. It's a really flipping good, good song, isn't it? That one. They got another one that's great. Oh, they got loads that are great. This one's great. Or is it this one? Reimagined. This one's also sick. Flipping, Justin, what you saying, mate?
It was all
I don't know this bit. What a song!
Exactly what you imagined.
Yeah, man. Love it. Such a flipping sweet band. That's so good. We did a bunch of touring with those guys a long time ago. US and I think Europe. It's been a while. I can't remember. Is it dark yet? Yes. It is dark. We're getting snow apparently tomorrow. We had a bunch of ice the other day. Not racist white dudes killing people. We had actual ice on the ground. And tomorrow we're getting snow. So there we go. New Textures album is awesome. Oh, Textures. Textures. Yeah. Another band who's like newer stuff. I'm not just like, I don't know, it doesn't affect me, but their older stuff. Oh. Do you want some old Textures? This is a flipping song. Listened to this album a lot when I was 5. I don't know how old I was, but I wasn't very old. I chose the wrong song. Bollocks. Bloody hell. Bloody hell. I can't play that. That's hard. Let me choose another song. I don't know that one that well, I'm just making a mess. Let's do, ooh. This one's sick. I don't know what he does there. Some crazy roll.
I save myself from you. Rescue me now, and you find your way back home to find what you look for. I'm nothing, I get nothing. I guess I've always been stuck on the wrong side. Again, you can see me wherever I go. You'll go now. Breaking, look at breakers. The future will bring something into this spectrum. Poison, sacrificing. Wherever you go, I'm going on.
Yeah, man, I love that band. We did a load of shows with them back in the day. There was a moment where they were going to be doing some stuff with us on the last Tesseract thing, but didn't work out. Crikey, getting warm now. So I played a bunch of stuff that I don't know to prove that you can do it on the internet and it's fine even if you don't know it. You just fuck around. I'm just treating this as like drum practice because I used to do it a lot on Twitch and people would throw songs at me and it was good. Got a little bit burnt out on Twitch because people would request like, oh man, just like insane prog stuff that I don't know, and it's not really fun to jam over stuff you really don't know because it's you know, especially when there's lots of time changes because it just isn't, it's not in your brain, so you just feel like you're making loads of mistakes, but not good ones. But yeah, we used to jam over fairly straight stuff, but then someone would request like, oh, here's a bootleg recording of a 50-minute Rush song on cassette from the 70s. Do you want to jam over that? And they'd tip me a $5, and I'm like, oh, fuck's sake, well, I've got to try. And it was just dreadful. And, yeah. Am I familiar with Tigran? I can't say that last name. I don't know how you say it. But not familiar with, but I know the name. I know he's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Not familiar with anything that I could like try and play along to, I don't think. Yeah. Guys, this is fun, isn't it? This has been a good one. How well do I know the DT discography? Not at all. That was kind of like an in-joke on Twitch when I used to do a lot of Twitch streaming, because I didn't grow up with Dream Theater, so I don't know it at all. So people would request it all the time, and that's like not fun to jam to. It's not jam music. It's like really intricate, like typewriter riffs that it's like if you don't know BT Bam at all, it's the same kind of thing. It's just it's changing all over the place. So it's very difficult to try and play along to that stuff. But I mean, that's what it sounds to me. Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, it wasn't a band that I grew up listening to, and I know they're like one of the forefathers of progressive rock, metal, whatever. But I don't have like nostalgia for the music because I didn't grow up with it. But they're we did some shows with them. Let me think. After COVID, we did like 3 shows around the UK, which was quite good. And strapping young lad Devin, yeah, Devin's great. We did a tour with Devin last year in the US. That was fun. Got trapped in an elevator with Devin Townsend in Detroit, which was horrendous. This old rickety elevator. Do you guys know this story? I know some of you probably know it. But we're getting shown around the Detroit, the venue that we're in. And, okay, Kevin P., you saw us in Detroit. So we walked on stage having just been broken out of an elevator that we'd been stuck in for about 75 minutes. We had like 10 minutes. They pushed the doors, and then we just threw our clothes on and ran out on stage. And it was the craziest feeling because I hated being stuck in the elevator. Quite a few of us did. Devin hated it. There was 14 of us in an elevator that had 14 capacity, and it was an antique elevator, like it was over 100 years old, and it was just one of those things where you pull the shutter across, and it was just concrete, and we just got stuck between floors, and it just started getting hot, and it was horrible. And they had to call the fire brigade out. That broke the doors open and winched the thing up or down, and we got out, and it was really shit, and it was just a horrible like to have to quickly just get into the frame of mind where I've got to go on stage now and play to like 2,000 people, was pretty difficult, but the show kind of fixed it. Like Dan was the only one that wasn't, our vocalist was the only one that wasn't in the elevator with us. Everyone else was. And, yeah, ended up like playing a really fun show, but it took the show for me to like calm down from it. The adrenaline of the show and like the hype of doing a show evened out the horror of being stuck in a flipping elevator. So, yeah, man. You were wondering why we weren't on stage. It wasn't fun. It was not fun. It was a sick venue to play, though. I will say that. Sup, Jay? Want jam to some new metal? We could do that. We could have a new metal song. We used to do... What did we play on Twitch back in the day? I can't even remember. Limp Bizkit, that kind of stuff. Deftones. We did some... Yeah. Deftones. They were another one of those bands that I never really got into. Seven Dust. You know what? I shouldn't say this. I don't know any Seven Dust. I don't know any. Didn't grow up with it. I know a few Deftones songs, not that many. Linkin Park, I probably know the bangers that you all know. It's so weird. I'm a musician that I don't listen to any music. It's so strange. I used to listen to loads. I listen to what I'm learning and I don't listen to anything else, which is so weird, because I know like everyone probably thinks I've got this vast musical library of stuff that I know in my brain. I really don't. If there's a pattern that I can lock onto, I can jam along to pretty much anything. But I don't know like all the music. I didn't grow up with all of it. I had a very, very narrow mind when it came to music when I was young. It's like, I like this. I like this. You know, some people are picky with food. It's like, I only like pizza. I only like whatever. I'm like, I only like this band. I only like this band. Everyone else is shit. That's how I used to think. And it's not true, is it? It's all subjective. But like, when I was young, it was Incubus or nothing. I still love Incubus. Then it was Sixth or nothing. Don't play anything if it's not Sixth. Then it was Meshuggah or nothing. Not literally nothing. Glassjaw, I used to love Glassjaw. They were flipping amazing. I only liked Incubus, man. That was it. I played some Incubus earlier for you guys that weren't here. It was so much fun. Who else? For a period, I was really into this band, Mad at Gravity. There was one album that they put out, and I don't know how I found it. I picked it up. I was like, this is sick. It just got me at a point where I was like, well into that. Glassjaw, flipping, slap. Yeah, man. So good. System of a Down, obviously. The album that everyone loved. Carnival. I do love a bit of Carnival. Are we all buzzing for the new Carnival album coming up? I haven't heard the new stuff, but if it's Carnival, I bet it's good. Got to catch up with those guys at Arctangent last year, which was nice. We did a tour a long time ago, and yeah, having a good chat with Steve and Drew, and they're lovely. Just, you know how like you imagine Australian people are just really friendly? Well, that's how they are. It's just really funny. And Kenny as well. He's a joker. Like, he came out of... What was he saying? He made like 2 cheese jokes in a row. He came out of a portaloo, or was going into one, and then like an hour later, I walked past the same one, and he walked out. And we looked at each other, because like it was like, have you been in there for like 4 hours? And I know that he hadn't, but it was just kind of random. And then he made 2 jokes about cheese, and I've forgotten them, which is really bad, because I'd love to be able to tell them. But it was in a row, and because I'd got a cheese pizza, and I'm like, mate. And they were proper dad jokes as well. It was brilliant. Anyway, Tool or Nah? Yeah, I do like Tool. I like Ticks and Leeches. I like anything off that album. Let's see. 2001. Damn it. This one's like the one, isn't it? Yeah, I don't know that bit in the middle. So random. Bollocks. That was hilarious. Oh shit. I obviously don't know the ending there, but it's crazy, isn't it? The pattern's simple enough, but without a metronome, I can't really hear what's going on. Like, it's just like the Portnoy fill, 4 up, 2 down. I love that. I love Ticks and Leeches. I love Tesseract though as well. So let's do some Tesseract and then maybe wrap this thing up for the night. We had a request earlier that was not a shit one, so I'll do it. Let's go. Is the music really quiet or is it okay? Yikes. I like that. Yeah, man. Let's do one more song before I go. You guys haven't stopped talking about this band all night. I need a flipping xylophone or glockenspiel, whatever that is. Band.
Nothing like this, felt in a kiss, couldn't resist.
No. No, Stephen Wilson. No. Leave me alone, Stephen Wilson. That's a jam song. That's a flipping jam. So good. What a band. What an amazing band. Saw them play that at Arctangent last year. It was flipping brilliant. So good. Like, bands don't sound like that anymore. Bands don't sound like that anymore, everyone. They don't. No one does. It was a special moment in time. What? What's happened? What's happened? What? Have I got taken down? Has YouTube stopped me? Okay. Well, I guess I can't play my own music anymore. Oh, has it stopped? Can you guys still hear me, or is it completely stopped? I guess we'll see. I'm going to stay here, see what happens. See what people saying here. Has the stream completely stopped? Oh well. That's hilarious. Okay, got to figure that one out. I'm a music pirate, everyone. Music pirate, breaking so many laws here. I'll see you next time.